Welcome to this episode of RoadKill, where we take the famous episode 10, Cardboard Covet, and I make it better with an LS, and a turbo, and a hater pipe, and an engine that's about to blow up. This poor car. Welcome back, everybody, to this episode of RoadKill. This one changed completely for my idea. It's just simply because the Bolide Cart episode kind of just ended in the car just sitting at the guy's house who we had it tuned at. Yeah. The Bolide Cart's a long story. It will still be in the big episode 20 idea that there'll probably be an extra out by the time you see this. And this is one of the preparation episodes for it. And this is one of the bigger preparation episodes for it here. Purely because it's return of an old friend. And that is the Cardboard Covet. It was seen in episode 10, and it had a blown 1.5 liter 4-cylinder motor in it. But then we upgraded it to, I don't even really remember, to be honest. We put a new motor in it for the 4th of July special, and forever it sat in a back lot, and then I had the thing shipped up to here. And now I have to go through all the cards. There we go. Now what we put into this thing was, yeah, it originally had a 1.5, but now is a 1 liter SOHC i4 engine. It is a smaller motor, but it has stage 2 turbo plus a supercharger. And it was also an opportunity to give this thing a better transmission. I don't think we ever did anything with the diff or the flywheel, so boom. But here she is. It's sat for over, I think, a month now, 2 months, since I had this thing sent up here. And yeah, I purely love this car. This thing is just great. This is like the actual RoadKill's La Fonda in a way. And it's just great. Ooh, we changed all that. How about we just do this instead? Load. I wanted the tires to look flat just for a little bit of continuity from sitting over a month. Here you go, though. Let's actually see how well this thing actually still drives, because it's not going to be keeping the motor that's currently in it. The thing is, the new motor didn't really get a lot of use out of it. It's not really that fast, so that's going to be changing. Because we're throwing an LS into this thing. With a turbo, of course, but you gotta wait and see for that. Now, the plan is for this car is that we are going to take it on a road course again, and we're going to see if we can improve on the car's time from episode 10, which I gotta look up. I think I still have the paper from that episode. 19 episodes ago. It still seems like it runs like a champ, though. there's a lot that I want to do to this car before the next shootout. One of the things is removing most of the seats. I also wanted to take another. I have a roof line from another Covet that I want to throw onto the roof of this thing. This thing is very jittery. So I kind of want to make like a double-deckered bus in a way, just to make this thing even stupider. I want to throw a roll cage into this thing, the LS obviously. Probably new brakes are going to want to be put into this thing, at least freshen up on them. I think the tires are good for this thing. I think there's not much that I need to worry about. But also, we're going to be keeping the cardboard body kit because you can't lose the cardboard body kit. That's the thing. Now, in this episode, I don't think I'll be putting the roof line on the car because that's going to require a lot of work. And it's just going to be too much work for at least this episode. But it's time to take the hood off. Wherever it is. Where's hood? Oh wait, hood. Yeah, hood's going to be down here. Cut it off. Goodbye. Being removed. And I don't think we'll be putting a hood back onto this thing. But he's getting a 4.5 liter V8 LS with a turbo in a second here. Intake. LS turbo. Does this have the hater pipe? Does this have the hater pipe? No. Where's the one with the hater pipe? There it is! That's Rotson status right there. Looks like the intercooler's not happy. Oh no, that's the oil cooler. Okay. Does it still drive? Ooh, the engine seems loose. Also, what trans is on this? Is there even a trans? What is it? What drive is it? Oh, it's front wheel drive. I don't know how that's working, to be honest. How is that working? I'd actually really like this thing to be rear-wheel drive. I think that would be a lot of fun. But let's see here. Front-wheel drive burnouts. Also, look at how heavy this motor is. And how much the suspension's sagging in the front. And you know, just drifting in a front-wheel drive car. Oh, I feel like I'm making this thing way better than it used to be. Is there a way that I can convert this thing to rear-wheel drive? Is there like a trans option? That oil cooler's not happy. Engine, 4-speed manual trans. Rear diff option. Okay. So does that make this thing rear-wheel drive? Or all-wheel drive? No, it just doesn't move. Why won't it move? Is it because it has no diff? Oh, we're making it... Okay. We're making it all-wheel drive. This thing will not go in the reverse. And it will go in the drive? No. So that doesn't work, I'm pretty sure. All-wheel. I could put a 7-speed all-wheel drive manual transmission in this. That's beautiful. But it doesn't work. Oh, it has a reverse too. I guess it's out of a diesel truck. I don't think I can put... a better diff in this thing. No. Oh wait, rear-wheel drive transfer case, will this work? No. So it looks like we're sticking with the 4-speed manual transmission. That's terrible. Oh well. At least it's got a hater pipe. That's the good part about it. Now, time for the fun parts. So I want to save as much weight as possible, other than the aerodynamic. We're going to remove the oil cooler. Oh wait, there's better ones. Never mind. We're going to leave it. Left door, no mirror. Can I wonder if I could take door panels out. Fuel tank, I think we want to keep that. Rear-wheel drive fuel tank. Oh, that might be why nothing's working. Hood. Would cut hood work for the hater pipe? I'd like to put a hood back on. Oh, yes. Beautiful. Now, wait for the hood. Logo. Oh, I can't put the scoop back on. Oh well, it's got a hater pipe right in front of the driver's side window. We'll leave the lettering. Radiator. Let's let it blow up. Rear panel will leave. Roll cage. I want to put a roll cage in this thing because it's probably going to be pretty dangerous. Now, it's becoming a race car, so no passenger seat and no rear seats. That's the trick to the race car life. No seats whatsoever. Steering wheel, let's leave that alone. Strut bar, I don't think would work. Tow hitch we don't need. Front left door. I can't take any of that. Engine we already played with. Limited slip for maybe burnouts. Oh, and then ultralight flywheel. So then the car's lighter. We want as much weight reduction as we can get. Grill badge, there's none. Front left fender. Ooh, mud flaps. I don't think I want to mess with them. Cut hood. No sway bar. You know what, let's just do brake pads. Let's just do brake pads. Let's see how shitty we can make this thing, but still go very fast. The tires are good. Just, my only question is, can I keep the spoiler but have no glass in the tailgate? wanted to keep the spoiler. Alright, you know what? Tailgate's going back. Just so that I could keep my cardboard spoiler. Yep, cardboard spoiler. It's just, you know, the most essential of parts of a Covet. Alright. This thing surprisingly has a lot of grip for these little tires. My question is, can this thing do burnouts? Let's go right in this corner. Ooh. Okay, right here. Front wheel drive burnouts. Nope. Can I do them in reverse? Now, if I could, you know, we'll do that when we get to the racetrack. But we're gonna take this thing to a racetrack now. We're gonna figure out. Well, I'm gonna figure out what else I can do. I might put the roof on before we get to the track, though. So this thing might look a little bit different and a little bit more crazy when we return. But I'm going to try to weight reduce this thing as much as I can and keep it as crazy as I can as well. So we'll be back. I think I've made glory. Did a few more things to this turd. One of them being is adding the roof line, and decided I'll cut some of the door off, put a race net in as well. I'm very glad about that idea. And lose almost all the glass, except for the rear trunk, because I want to keep that spoiler. But here is the cardboard box Covet. This thing is ridiculous, and I don't think we're going to really do a timed thing here, because I think we've already just have achieved the win here. So I think I'm just going to do a couple of fun laps around the track until something breaks in this thing. Or until I just scare myself to no tomorrow with this poor car, because it won't drive right. These tires have no grip, though. That kind of sucks. This thing drifts really well. Fast too. It's very fast and not enough brakes for how fast it is. Oh God, this thing is scary to drive around corners. This straight is going to be scary up here. Oh, it's overheating. God, this car is scary. Like, this car is very scary. Oh no. I'm ruining my front bumper. Well, we're just gonna see how much faster the donuts are going in reverse for this car are. And then we're gonna call it an episode, because I think this has already achieved glory just by the way it looks. I don't even think we need to see if this thing is improved or not. So let's see. I don't feel like it's any faster, but it's about to overheat. So I'm gonna spare this poor thing, and yeah. This poor car. Just destroying it more. This thing's almost like the Regency. But hopefully you enjoyed this episode of RoadKill, and get ready for episode 20, because it's gonna be a big one.